How's everybody doing? It's Halloween time, and I absolutely love Halloween. It brings me back to memories of trick-or-treating, haunted houses, costume parties, and of course, scary movies. I absolutely love scary movies in general, but what better time to watch scary movies than around Halloween? So this video, I'm going to be talking about what movie scared me the most. And I want to know, what movie scared you the most? Leave me a comment or a video response down below. Now, the runner-up for a movie that scared me the most is The Exorcist. I expect this is going to be on a lot of people's lists for good reason. This totally freaked me out. I saw it for the first time when I was a little kid, and I had nightmares for a long time afterwards, and it totally creeped me out. The spider walk scene down the stairs still to this day creeps me out. Definitely a classic movie. Now, the movie that scared me the most isn't your traditional type of horror movie that you may be expecting. It's actually a movie called Fire in the Sky. It's an alien abduction movie, and it freaked me out. The movie stars D.B. Sweeney, Robert Patrick, Craig Sheffer, Peter Berg, James Garner, and it's just a creepy movie. I first watched this movie when I was around 15 years old, and it freaked me out for a long time. I wouldn't go to sleep. I would stay up. Totally freaked out by it. And I actually have not watched this movie since then. And I plan to watch it this Halloween because it was the movie that scared me the most. Look at that alien right there. Totally creepy. Especially the scene where he's on the ship and he's getting dragged through the ship. And then the part where they're doing the experiments on him. Oh, totally freaky. So this is the movie that scared me the most. Fire in the Sky. So now let's hear from some of my friends and see what movie scared them the most.
The movie that scared me the most is John Carpenter's Prince of Darkness.
The movie that scared me the most was A Nightmare on Elm Street. Scary movie.
Hey everyone, it's Andrew. The movie that scared me the most would probably have to be The Blair Witch Project.
Hey guys, the DVD update here, and the movie that scared me the most, I usually don't get scared of movies that much, but back in the day I did. And the first one to really scare me was The Exorcist, which I'm sure will be in a lot of people's lists. Since that's going to be the case, I'm going to give two more that scared me a lot, and that would be Stanley Kubrick's The Shining and Session 9.
The movie that scared me the most was The Grudge.
The movie that scared me most, probably Return to Oz. I won't ever watch it again. Ever. But anyway, yeah. That's it.
The movie that scared me the most was Stephen King's It.
The movie that scared me the most was The Exorcist.
The movie that scared me the most, and I'll have to go with Mimic from Guillermo del Toro that came out in 1997. Yeah, just something about that just really gets under my skin. Just all those huge insects just gnawing at people. It's just, it's just giving me goosebumps just thinking about it. Yeah, but Mimic is the movie that has scared me the most. No other horror movie has done that to me in a while. I've watched a lot of horror movies in my lifetime, but that one really took the cake for me. Yeah, so Mimic, scariest movie I've seen.
What scared me as a kid, you know? I got a couple titles that have come to mind right away. Pet Sematary. Zelda, man. She freaked me out. Just terrified me to no end. She was my childhood boogeyman. I gave her a new look and everything in my own mind, and it got worse and worse. Thought she was under my bed. She was green and scrawny and creepy and freaked me out. And also, It. Man, Pennywise scared the shit out of me. At night, sometimes I wouldn't even go in the bathroom if I had to use it.
I would have to say the very first movie that I saw, if it did scare me, would have to be the very first Jaws.
The movie that scared me most when I was a kid was Lost Boys, because I always thought vampires were real, and this one actually gave me some nightmares. It's not scary now, but back then it actually scared me. Also, the other one that scared me was Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original one, just because the family was so demented and it was based on a true story. Now, the one that freaks me out the most is Black Christmas, just because this can actually happen. There can actually be people that are this demented and sick So, Black Christmas.
The movie that scared me the most was Paradise Lost, the child murders at Robin Hood Hills, because if it happened to them, it can happen to you too.
The movie that scared me the most is by my all-time favorite director of horror, Wes Craven, and it's his movie A Nightmare on Elm Street. It terrified me the first time I saw it. Happy Halloween 2009, everyone.
The movie that scared me the most was M. Night Shyamalan's Signs. First saw this movie at the young age of 15. Fortunately, back then I wore glasses, and I will say my glasses spent most of the time off my face. I was clenching the movie theater seats tightly, while shivering like a little sissy over scenes that to this day I still think are frightening. Signs is by far, still to this day, one of the most frightening movies I've seen, and I don't think I ever want to watch it again.
The scariest movie ever is The Shining. I mean, The Shining could happen. I mean, cabin fever is a real thing. You know, maybe the hotel won't spew blood at you, but still, it's entirely possible that people can go crazy by being cooped up all winter. And the way Stanley Kubrick shot it, it just looks terrifying. Scariest movie ever. Whew.
Hey, this is Heather, aka Venus Syndrome, a movie that scared me the most, a ghost movie that came out in the 80s from the UK. It's called The Woman in Black. It is so atmospheric, and I think it was just made really well because there's not like a lot of special effects in there, or like there's no blood or gore, anything like that. It's all atmospheric, it's all mood, it's the ambiance, it's very creepy. So Woman in Black, that would definitely be my pick.
Hello, we are the Wisest Wizards, and we have decided that the scariest movie to us is Halloween, mainly because of the character of Michael Myers. Pancake Hat, what is it that scares you so much when it comes to Michael Myers?
I think it's just the fact that he doesn't say anything.
I'm Big Al, 1982. The thing that scared me, especially as a kid, was Watership Down. Rabbits look really bad. Shadows going around. Take a look at the picture. I told you that was some scary stuff. It's nightmares.
The movie that scared me the most when I was a kid was either The Shining or the 1997 Cube. But Death Note is what scares me now, and it really gets under my skin.
The movie that scared me the most was Stephen King's Pet Sematary. It scared me because of this bitch.
The movies that scare me the most currently in my collection are Rec 1 and Rec 2. So check these out if you want a good scary movie to watch.
Aussie Movie Man here. One of the scariest movies I saw as a little kid would have to be John Carpenter's The Thing. The part where the head rips off, where the guy's giving him resuscitation and the head grows its own legs and walks off. One of the freakiest things I've seen as a little kid.
The movie that scares me the most would be Saw. Just thinking that somebody could be that sick and twisted and sadistic. Saw, that would be the movie that scares me the most.
The movie that scared me the most recently was Paranormal Activity, as surprising as that may sound. I watched this for the first time alone in my room, and just the way it was shot with the camcorder and everything, it made it realistic.
Don't laugh, but the movie that scares me more than any other is Signs. Hey, I said don't laugh.
Hi guys. The scariest movie I ever watched is Poltergeist, because I watched it for the first time when I was 7 years old, and the movie is very spooky, so I was really scared.
The movie that scared me the most is Audition from Takashi Miike. It's pretty creepy, so check it out.
Scariest film I've ever seen would have to be The Shining. Why? Because when I lived in Colorado Springs, the Broadmoor Hotel reminded me of the Overlook, so as a kid, I just always thought those events just took place right down the street.
The scariest movie ever made, in my opinion. I don't know. Jaws? Jesus Christ! Ever since I was a little kid and I went to the beach and I put my ankle in the water, all I can think about is a fucking shark coming up like National Geographic when it pops out of the water and it grabs a holding and grabbing the meat, ripping it apart. Oh my fucking God, Spielberg, you should have paid for my counseling. Don't look at me.
The movie that scared me the most, especially when I was a kid, is Poltergeist. And it's all for the scenes where the little boy's in his room with the clown. Either in the closet or under his bed, either way. That just scared me to death when I was younger.
Cameron McCaslin here. Just wanted to share the movie that scared me most as a kid, which was Pee-wee's Big Adventure. And the reason B was Tell 'em Large Marge sent you. Happy Halloween, guys.
What's up, Jay? I hope you and everyone else has a happy Halloween this year.
And the film that scared me the most is The Exorcist. Freaky film, still scares me to this day. The first time I saw it, I was probably around 11 years old, and lots of sleepless nights followed.
I'm Coffee Cup 75, and I'm pretty hard to scare, so I would have to go with 1971's Punishment Park as my choice for a film that scared me the most. It's a documentary, it's very good.
Hey, it's Leah from Bright Eyes Long Lashes, and I'd say the movies that scared me the most when I was a kid was probably Candyman and Nightmare on Elm Street, but now I'd have to say that it's probably Insidious. Scared the hell out of me. Ghost children and ghost old women coming to get you made me want to cry.
When I was a young man, the movie that scared me the most was Creepshow, specifically the segment The Crate. That freaking baboon monster with the giant teeth just terrified me. I couldn't even go in a room when that freaking thing was playing. But now that I'm older, seems like a pretty cool monster. I wouldn't mind going on a date with him, getting a little naughty. Whoa!
What's up, guys? 410 Goodfella here. What scared me the most? This guy right here. Thank you, Tim Curry, for ruining my childhood.
The movie that scares me the most is by far The Exorcist, and that's because even till this day I cannot sit and watch that movie completely. I can be in a room full of people I trust in broad daylight, and I still wouldn't chance it and actually watch the movie.
What's up, YouTubers and horror fans? For a film that still scares me, I'm going to have to go with Gore Verbinski's The Ring remake. Has a very ominous, creepy atmosphere, and this one never fails to deliver the chills.
The scariest movie I've ever seen would have to be, hands down, The Exorcist. Regan haunts my dreams. And when she spider walks down the stairs in the version you've never seen, it makes me want to piss myself in front of my mom and her friends as well.
Back when I was young enough to still have my imagination, the movie Phantasm used to scare the shit straight out of my ass because I always imagined the tall man standing right behind me in the darkest corner just waiting to kill me.
Buddy Sean from Media Assault here, and the movie that scared me the most as a kid was a movie called The Brain That Wouldn't Die. I saw it when I was 6 years old. It scared me so bad that I ran down the stairs and I don't think my feet touched one step on the way down.
Hey guys, Colorado Joey here. The movie that scared me the most, at least when I was a kid and 9 years old, was The Shining. Let me tell you, the bathtub scene with the creepy old lady gave me nightmares not to be believed.
Hey YouTube, I'm the headbanger from Horror's Ball. Scariest movie for me, The Blair Witch Project. Love the ending.
Y'all know what the fuck I'm humming. If y'all seen the ending of Sleepaway Camp, Angela, you crazy bitch! You scarred me in middle school and I've never been the same since, and I love you for it.
What movie scares me? That's a toughie, but I came up with 3 words, and those words are Pet Cemetery, Engaged. Who isn't scared of a kid with a scalpel? I know I am.
The movie that scared me the most when I was young was Trilogy of Terror, starring Karen Black. That little voodoo doll freaked me out to no end.
Hey everybody, Film Fan Pete here. So what movie scared me the most and why? I'm going to have to go with William Friedkin's The Exorcist. I think I was 12 when I first saw this film. I watched it, I did not sleep for nights. And even when I finally did get some sleep, I still remember waking up in the middle of the night and just imagining Reagan's face, in the closet or in the room. It's such a terrifying...
Hey everyone, this is Disjunk. However, the film that actually, has scared me the most in recent years is a movie called The Poughkeepsie Tapes. But it's a fake documentary-style movie, and it just, had me on the edge of my seat through the entire film.
This is Front Row Ho, and my favorite scary movie, the first one to ever truly scare me,
The movie that scares me the most is Halloween. It's set in suburbia, so it's relatable. I mean, it could happen to you. You can walk outside and there's Mike Myers chasing you.
The movie that scared me the most was probably Wolf Creek. Something about the big open outback where no one can hear you scream, and that horrible torture scene, and just everything about it really creeped me out.
Hi, it's NerdGirl20. The scariest movie I've ever seen. Hey guys. Okay, if you guessed The Ring, you're right. That bitch with the freaking long hair coming out of wells and TV screens. Thank you for the nightmares.
What's up, YouTube? Gonna share the scariest flick out there, in my opinion. Going with The Exorcist.
really freaked me out as a youngster, and to this day it still creeps me out when I watch this flick. Just so many elements, so many scares, so many outrageous moments.
The movie that still scares me the most, that still gives me the hitchy-bitchy-bitchy-bitchy, Stephen King's Children of the Corn. Hello? It has spooky corn. Hell, yeah, spooky corn, and like weird like cult kids that look like they're like possessed by demons and stuff, and they're like serial killers, you know, like they kill all the adults.
The movie that scared me the most is Wes Craven's original Scream film. Scream is the first movie I ever saw in theaters, and being 7 years old, never having seen a horror film in a dark theater, you can imagine how scared I was.
The movie that scares me the most is The Exorcist. And it says right here in the box, it's the scariest movie of all time. And that is the truth. I saw this movie when I was 8 years old, and I've been traumatized ever since.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's your friend, Fast Eddie. And today I'm just going to do a quick little video for my man, Jay. Now, he wants to know the scariest movie you've ever seen, and that is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, baby. Yep, the original and still the best. I still love it to this day, man. It still gives me the creeps. Ain't nothing better than a crazy psychopath running around with a chainsaw.
The scariest movie that I've ever seen would have to have been Disney's Beauty and the Beast. What? There's a girl who's stuck in a mansion with a big old hairy old beast man, and he's screaming at her for every single thing that she does. Hello?
Get out!
Nice flower.
Get out!
Talking candlesticks.
Get out! Get out!
Maybe I was just a weird kid, but you know what? It scared me a lot.
Hey, Doug Lander here. I'm just going to tell you the movie I thought was the scariest to me, and that would have definitely been The Fourth Kind. The shot-on-video stuff scared the hell out of me.
Mars Attacks and Independence Day are two movies that my parents dragged me to see in the theater when I was way too young to watch them. Independence Day was so scary for me that my parents had to drag me out of the theater crying because I was so scared.
The movie that scared me the most, the original Nightmare on Elm Street. I remember when I was a kid, for some strange reason I woke up at night, this movie was playing, scared the daylights out of me. Something that's very, I guess, weird and very scary about something that can kill you in your sleep. You know, during a time when you're supposed to be, you know, at peace, but you're also very vulnerable. So no matter what, you'll eventually have to go to sleep, and every town has an Elm Street.
Happy Halloween 2011. So the scariest movie to me is, the first one I'm going to pick, the Amityville Horrors. Oh my gosh, based on true events? I mean, come on, doesn't get any more scarier than that. Love that movie, the first one, Amityville Horrors, it's awesome. And second pick is gotta be The People Under the Stairs. Have you seen that one? Creeped me out as a kid, creeped me out as an adult.
I would have to say 2007 film Mr. Brooks. Why? Because it is a psychological thriller about a man who is sometimes controlled by his murder and mayhem loving alter ego, which is really portrayed in a realistic manner, and I'd have to say it will give you goosebumps and probably keep you up and thinking for the next couple nights.
The movie that terrified me the most is Jaws. Still haven't seen the whole thing. Don't ever plan on it. The part where the guy got his arm bit off was enough for me. I'm terrified of sharks, so Jaws is the movie that terrifies me the most.
The horror film that scared me the most is Pet Sematary, specifically the Zelda scene. It terrified me as a kid. It felt like it came out of nowhere, and it's the only film to ever give me a nightmare.
The movie that scares me the most is The Shining from 1980. Stanley Kubrick's classic, one of the scariest movies of all time, and my favorite horror movie.
Hey guys, Multi-Doll here. Now, believe it or not, the movie that scares me the most is Ju-on, White Ghost, Black Ghost. I don't know what it is about these Asian ghost films, but they absolutely terrify me. To the point, though, I will actually water at the eyes when I watch them. I can watch anything extreme, but for some reason these pasty white ghosts just completely freak me the fuck out.
Hey guys, Willie Mark 1 here. I would say the movie that scared me the most as a child would be originally Jaws, but I think that pretty much scared everybody. So the movie I would say second place would be The House by the Cemetery. Lucio Fulci. My father rented this when I was a kid, and it literally scared the living shit out of me. The scene where the little boy gets trapped in the basement, you see Dr. Freudstein's eyes open, and that was it, man. Just fucking gone.
The movies that scared me the most when I was a kid, I have 3 of them. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Phantasm, and The Exorcist. When I was a kid, these scared the living hell out of me. Deuces.
Scariest movie I ever seen was The Woman in Black. It was just very creepy and things just came out at you that you didn't expect at different times in the movie. So that was mine. Honey, what was your scariest movie you ever seen?
Well, that was that VHS tape I found under your idiot sister's bed with her and her husband.
No, that doesn't
Things
count.
are moving that just
That
shouldn't be.
doesn't count. That doesn't count.
Oh, Ju-On. Original Ju-On. Really innovative scares. Seen it going on 30 times and I still get goosebumps every time I see it.
The movie that scared me the most was The Exorcist because I didn't know what to expect when I went to see it at the theaters when it was re-released. I watched it, it scared the crap out of me. All I know is that after the movie ended, I just went straight to the bathroom.
The film that scared me the most when I was a kid was the Amityville Horror. The sheer look of that house and the little tune that starts off, and then the priest gets trapped in that room and he hears that scary, screechy voice going, "Get out!" It just scared the hell out of me. Just the sight of that thing just scares me right now. I mean, ah, Jesus!
What's up, everybody? Robin from Karate Popcorn. And the one movie that just scared the blazes out of me as a child and still kind of spooks me a little bit when I watch it today, 2 words: Oompa Loompas.
Hey you, the movie that scared me the most was Candyman. Maybe I was too young at the time, but I'm pretty sure it's just the thought of something coming through your mirror when you're vulnerable in the washroom that had me peeking around shower curtains for at least a year before I could man up and watch it again.
Hello everybody, Caldwell 3 here. What scared me most was Dawn of the Dead, 1978, the original. When I was a kid, I used to have recurring nightmares about this movie. Climbing out a window and having zombies bite on my leg was the dream pretty much, and it used to scare the bejesus out of me.
Well, I think the film that scared me the most had to have been Night of the Living Dead. When I first saw it, I felt like, oh my gosh, what if this could actually happen? I mean, what if I was still alive to witness a zombie apocalypse and the breakdown of human society as we know it?
The film that always scared me as a kid is Candyman. Tony Todd, perfect for the role. I thought of a man with a hook. Just did untold things in my mind as a kid, and it's still creepy to this day.
Hi guys, the Swedish Critic here. So one film that really scared me when I was a kid was the original Wolfman from 1941, starring Lon Chaney Jr. When I saw that movie, I was so scared I didn't dare to go down in my basement. I didn't dare to be alone. I basically trailed my mom everywhere for a week because I was so scared. One film that really scared me recently was Paranormal Activity 3. The last 15 minutes of that movie was just so damn intense.
Hey guys, the movie that creeped me out the most was The Others. I saw it in theaters when I was about 11 and it had me on the edge of my seat the entire time. The atmosphere in this movie is incredibly spooky, creepy, sinister, just everything a great ghost movie should be. I always make a point to watch it every Halloween.
Favorite horror movie is The Ring, and I know that's really cliche, but I have not watched a scary movie since. The Ring just completely traumatized me, and to this day, if there's a well anywhere in my vicinity, oh hell no. This bitch is running as far away as fast as possible.
Well, I was 5 years old when I seen the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That scared me. Why? You had a dude wearing people's faces with a chainsaw coming after you and killing you, and you don't know when he's coming with it until you hear the and you're like, oh shit, he's got.
What up, guys? Now, the movie that's always scared me the most is The Ring. Just the video that's in this film, the one that messes people's minds up, the black and white one, it was like all avant-garde and surreal and just creepy, didn't make any sense. It was always very scary for me. I mean, from the lady brushing her hair in the mirror, to the lady jumping off the cliff, to like the fingers in the box. Yeah, some creepy stuff.
Hello, Robin176 here, and when it comes to horror films, I'm a big fanny. I just
stay away from them. But the one that sticks out in my mind that scared the living shit out of me when I was little, and it's all because of one creepy ass little girl with the hair in front of her face that I lost a hell of a lot of sleep, and it's The Ring.
A horror film that terrified me when I was a kid was Child's Play. Now that's a movie about a doll that comes to life and kills people through the magic of voodoo. To this day, I still won't fuck with a My Buddy, or a Cabbage Patch Kid, or even a regular kid. Actually, I'm more scared of having a kid than them killing me, but it's still, the fear is there, and I think the movie has something to do with it.
And the fourth kind is the scariest film I've seen as of late, That White Owl. That thing gives me the creeps. Sitting on windowsills, bringing on aliens and all kinds of terror. How dare that white owl do that to me? Some of the events that are portrayed in the movie are creepy as fuck. That one dude possessed by aliens, the dash cam that catches the UFO, creepy. There's a scene where this dude's jaw completely unhinges. That one wheelchair-bound, elongated-faced, lazy-eyed, needs to wash her skin. Aliens in general just freak.
The movie that scared me the most as a child that I did see, hands down, The Fly. My brother pinned me on the couch and made me watch The Fly, and he kept repeating, like rewinding and repeating the scene where the guy comes and, like, you know, throws up on the guy's hand, that like melts off his hand, and then he throws up on the guy's leg and like melts his leg off with that white stuff. I was like traumatized for life after seeing that. Scariest movie now that scared me, hands down, Evil Dead 2013. That movie scared the pants off me. I did not sleep properly for like a week.
The movie that scared me the most would have to be The Ring. I remember seeing it on a dark and stormy day. It was absolutely terrifying. I mean, who wouldn't be scared of a girl with her hair covering her face, white gown and everything, popping out of TVs and wells? I literally ran for the hills every time I saw a staticky TV.
The movie that first scared me would probably be the remake of Night of the Living Dead. I first saw it when I was real little, about 7 years old. It was one of the first horror movies I saw, and it just creeped me out and made me a horror lover for life. Now it would probably be the original Halloween is the scariest movie to me. It's just so creepy, intense, and it's one of my favorites.
What is the scariest movie you've ever seen? And hands down, that is Jaws. The effect that this movie has had on me easily makes it the scariest movie of all time. You know, it scared a whole generation out of the water.
And the movie that scared me the most as a kid was Man's Best Friend from 1993. For the longest time, I was convinced after watching that dogs and cats were cyborgs and that they wanted to eat me.
The scariest movie I'd have to pick for me this year would have to be Antiviral. Just the whole fact that we are so obsessed as a society over celebrities that we are now consuming their diseases is just a sick thought to me.
The horror film that scared me the most and was also my introduction into Japanese horror films is the 2003 classic directed by Takashi Miike, One Missed Call.
One of the scariest movies I've ever seen is The Fourth Kind. Either you love this movie or it does nothing for you. The backstory is that the police and hypnosis footage is based on real events. It's not. I had no idea, and that element made it extra creepy. For me, aliens, creepy cut footage, and owls will always do me in.
The movie that scares me the most is Pumpkinhead, because it's a giant dinosaur pumpkin seed stick demon man, and it's mean and unforgiving.
How do you do? Booger Boy Meister here. The scariest movie I think I've ever seen probably have to be The Pack. This movie scared me really bad when I was a kid. I had a fear of dogs. I was attacked by a pack of dogs at my grandmother's house. This movie still scares me to this day.
One movie that scared me the most is It. I don't own the movie, but check it out right there. Look at that creepy clown. But yeah, it doesn't creep me out now, but when I watched it when I was a kid, it gave me nightmares for weeks on end.
I've seen many horror movies, but the one that really scared me the most in my whole entire life has to be Nightmare on Elm Street, Freddy Krueger himself. The fact that he's a dreamlike figure that could be absolutely anywhere, he can turn into anything, really creeped me out.
This movie is the movie that has scared me the most over the years, and that is The Exorcist. Of course, a combination of atmosphere, music, and just plain storytelling makes this movie still to this day the scariest movie ever made.
Such a weird cape. The movie that's terrified me the most has been The Ring. I mean, Samara is just that creepy
ass girl, and oh my god.
The movie that scared me the most was Ringu, the original Ring. It just scared me so much. When I finished the movie, one of my friends called me, so I was fucking pissing my pants right then.
The movie that really still scares me to this very day is 1982's Poltergeist, directed by Tobe Hooper and written and produced by Steven Spielberg. I even have the soundtrack to the film because I love Jerry Goldsmith's score. Every time I hear this, I just get so excited. I've seen this movie a million times and it still scares me.
The one movie that really just screwed with me was Pet Sematary. As soon as Zelda was on screen, like, it was over for me. So Pet Sematary is the film that just scared me the most.
The scariest movie that ever scared me, which I couldn't actually sleep, was Freddy Krueger. And it was the first one. I didn't want to go to sleep. I was fucking petrified. I was just, every noise I would hear that night when I was a kid, when I watched it, I jumped up. That was the most scariest movie I've ever seen.
It has got to be it. I mean, look at that face. Look at it. That is freaky as fuck. I mean, I think I was about 8 when I first saw this, and it absolutely terrified me. I mean, for a very, very long time, I couldn't even think about it without being scared. And then, of course, as I got older, I rented it out and I tried to watch it a whole bunch of times and never made it all the way through. Now I get complete and utter pure enjoyment out of it. But as a child, I had nightmares. It didn't give me a fear of clowns. I've never had one, but it did give me just like a horrible sense of dread when I even thought about this movie.
This movie scared me. The Fourth Kind was absolutely horrifying. It still is. I saw it at midnight, and I probably played a little part of why I was so scared, but when I left the theater, I just looked up to the sky and was like, please do not abduct me. If aliens are anything like this, and they decide to come down here, we're screwed.
Without a doubt, the movie that scared me the most, and still does, The Exorcist. Do I need to say anything else about this movie? Yeah, besides the fact that I saw this for the first time when I was 5 years old, it took me to my early 20s before I'd even add this to my collection. By far, the scariest movie of all time.
Movie that scared me the most, hands down, would have to be Phantasm. I saw it when I was 9 years old, and for 2 weeks I couldn't sleep at night. I had to wait for the sun to come up first. And why? Because of the tall man. Not before then or since has there been anyone creepier than the tall man. So for me, it's Phantasm.
The movie that scared me the most is actually Alien 3. I don't know why, but I saw it when I was younger. It scared me so much. I haven't been able to watch it since.
The movie that scared me the most is definitely The Ring. This movie doesn't scare me anymore, but when I was younger, this movie terrified me. I could not sleep at all for weeks, and I just love the whole atmosphere of this movie. It scared me a lot when I was younger, and that's the scariest movie of all time for me.
The movie that scared me the most over time is Puppet Master. Who in their right mind would play with puppets anyway? But a movie about killer puppets? Oh my god!
As for the movie that scared me as a kid, was 1988's Night of the Demons. That movie put the fear of God into me. I've always felt dirty after watching that movie, like I was gonna go to hell, and that I needed to repent for my sins. Night of the Demons felt so real to me when I was younger. I always felt I was gonna get possessed by the demons as well. The Night of the Demons is what scared me as a kid. So what scared you?
Those were some great scary movie choices, and I want to say thank you to everybody who was a part of this. You all rock. Definitely go check out their channels. I'll put the links down below in order of appearance. Check them out and subscribe. And let me know what movie scared you the most as well. Leave me a comment down below. Hope everyone's doing well, and have a happy Halloween, and go watch some scary movies.